Yo guys, what's going on? My name is Zimm, owner and founder of EasternMediaGG.
And my name is Guru, the Chief Product Officer here. And we wanted to take some time to answer the questions that you guys have been asking us for the past few months about product, the brand, and where we see ourselves going in the future, and maybe just a little bit of intel along the way. So check in here, we're gonna run through these questions, and if you guys have any more, definitely let us know, and maybe we'll do a part 2. So as some of you may know, we just dropped our most recent capsule, Capsule 2, this past Friday, the EST collection. We're super proud and really happy with everything that we released in the collection itself. So we wanted to take a moment to talk about what our favorite piece was from the collection. I know what mine is. What was yours?
Yeah, definitely. Like, of course, everybody always wants to know, how, like, in making this process and things like that, what is your favorite thing? And
Yeah.
I feel like we get asked that, quite a bit since this drop happened.
Maybe every day.
Yeah, maybe every day.
Maybe every day.
But mine easily. I mean, this bad boy sold out in 2 hours. Like, obviously, it's the crowd favorite. Like the EST long sleeve, the champion collab piece. That was
Love it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So unique. What about you, man?
I'm gonna keep it straight. I'm gonna go with the EST hoodie. I think at this point, it's just become such a staple item in our collection. I think it's a piece that we'll use for months and years to come, whether it's for special occasions or to honor people like the stream team that got them. So I think that's something that will stick around for a long time. So for that reason, it's something that I think a staple piece on its own is the best for me.
Yeah, it's really unique too. You don't see a lot of hoodies that really have all that going on.
Yeah, and we try often not to use any of our sponsors or anything like that and just kind of keep it homebrewed. And on that, we felt it was right as a kind of a pro hoodie to really put those sponsors on there and give some people that custom name and number on the back if deserved, earned not given at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So our next question is, where do you get the most inspiration from in creating your designs and apparel and things like that?
I think for me, like I started making clothes when I was 14. So it's been a long process, like more than half of my life at this point, right? So along that way, I've definitely been blessed to meet a lot of really amazing designers and brand owners, whether it's someone like Ronnie at Kith or Dion at Concepts. I've just been able to really understand their process, understand their view on things, and really be able to learn a lot from that. And for me, that's always been a huge inspiration to be able to watch these like OG streetwear guys, whether it's the Hundreds, Diamond Supply, Huff, 10 Deep, all those brands that have been around for years and years that I think just really have pushed the boundaries for so long and continue to do so.
Wow, yeah, that's definitely some heavy hitters.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, the list is thick with 2 C's for sure. How about you?
So obviously I'm fairly new to the the streetwear, the hype beast culture. I haven't been enveloped in it as long as you have. I have, however, been in professional gaming and esports and the gaming culture as a whole. So mine naturally comes from more of these orgs doing this.
Sure.
3 that I think off the top of my head that probably most inspiration would be FaZe Clan.
Sure.
Sword Gaming, and of course you can't leave out Nate Shot and 100 Thieves.
The only one.
Yeah. Yeah, 100 Thieves out here killing it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I constantly look around. We're checking at different sites on Google and just kind of literally googling hype beast and looking that up.
Pretty much taking inspiration anywhere we can.
Absolutely.
On a daily basis.
Absolutely. And then putting our twist on it. Obviously we don't want to take an exact design because that's just not going to work. But yeah.
Cool. So we get a lot of questions about EMGG, grind season, what's going on there on a daily basis. But I think it's worth giving us a moment to kind of talk about our favorite brands, right? So would you say you have like a favorite brand that's not EMGG, not GRNDSZNco? Like if you were to say your #1 favorite brand, what do you think it would be?
Absolutely. It's very easy choice for me. It's definitely Supreme. But it's not in the sense that most people wear Supreme. I have a very firm appreciation for the minimalistic design.
Sure.
these guys literally sell hoodies for thousands of dollars with a red box and the word Supreme on it. You know what I mean? But people aren't buying into the design. Well, I guess some people are buying into design.
Yeah.
They're buying into that culture that was created. You know what I mean? 1995 started off as a skate shop in New York.
Yep.
And they literally created this entire culture.
Going from a skate shop to $1 billion valuation,
Wild.
there's something there, right? And I think that's important. For me, it's a little different, but similar. I'm a huge Stone Island fan.
Okay.
And very similar to how you said with the minimalism and really focusing on that. No one does it better than Stone Island. Their wares are obviously very technical and very quality driven, and I think it's amazing. Obviously, Errolson Hugh, who's big from Nike ACG, owns Acronym. He runs all their shadow project stuff, which is always, if you want to see what's next in technical fashion, look no further. So those things are not only huge inspirations to me, but some of my favorite things to wear when I'm not wearing EMGG stuff.
Definitely. I mean, if we're going to be inspired from it, we definitely, wear the stuff.
You gotta participate.
Yeah, that's going to get cut out.
You gotta play to pay.
So our next question that we get asked out quite a bit is, what is our favorite products of EMGG or Grind Season, aside from anything that we released in Capsule 2? So the answer for that one is actually pretty simple, but it's not for the normal reason. Do you remember the first design we did?
Like it was yesterday.
Yeah, the motif hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
The motif hoodie. It was for those of you guys that don't know, it was a simple usage of our text logo in different variances, in different directions, placed on a black hoodie, and it turned out very awesome. It was a lot of people got it. It was a very much a crowd favorite.
I loved it. I loved it. Still to this day.
Yeah. Obviously, it was more of a simple design than some of our other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that that was our first design, you know what I mean? When I brought you on as director of product management, and that was the first thing we cracked on, and that was kind of my way to be like, all right, what do we got going on?
It's a very
here?
sink or swim experience. At least for me, like on my side, I was like, man, if this doesn't go well, that's it, right? Like it's either put up or shut up, and I feel at the end of the day, we're still here, so
we definitely put up.
We put
you
up.
Put up. Yep.
For me, it's actually probably one that not many would think, but it's the Oreo hoodie from Capsule.
The raglan cut.
Yeah, and that's actually like the biggest reason why. I mean, there's nothing crazy to that hoodie. It's got the text logo on the front. It's a black hoodie, white logo. But the cut of that hoodie is really amazing, and just the fit of it is super, super nice. So
it's so comfortable.
Yeah, we're gonna have to use that again in the future because I think it's a really good piece for us to work with.
Intel for more raglans?
Dang. We'll see. So the next question we want to touch on is there a piece that we haven't released that we wish we did release? And this kind of goes back to the last question where we talked about the motif hoodie and how that was the first thing that we ever worked on and how great that was for us and the experience that we went through. But little do people know there was another...
I know where this is going.
What?
Oh, man.
What?
All right.
All right.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a little bit of a sore subject for us, and that's really the reason why we've never talked about it before. Zimm, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Sure.
It hurts.
It does.
Hurts.
So you guys heard that we, one of my biggest inspirations was 100 Thieves. Coincidentally, one of the first designs that we started on when I first brought Guru on is actually a 3-panel hoodie. Obviously, that's a little bit more than a sublimated hoodie, so you have to have that custom created and fabricated and produced. We actually had sample in hand, had to make a few tweaks. I think we were like a week from release.
Yep.
And then 100 Thieves, boom, they dropped it. And there was just, at that point in time, there was just no way that we could come out with it. Obviously, we don't know the measurements of the panels or whatever, but everything.
Color blocking was very similar.
It was so similar.
It was very similar. I think there was a few things that were different. We had some tape down the sleeve. We had a logo placed differently on the chest. Kind of the orientation of the panels was a little different. But we felt at the end of the day, even though we thought we had a really, really good product that could stand independently from what 100 Thieves was doing, that for us at that point in time, it just wasn't the right move to make.
It just didn't make sense. It didn't.
Maybe someday we'll show the sample off. I think it would be a really cool thing to kind of look back on someday and kind of show you what could have been. But I think for now, that's one that we're going to have to keep in the vault.
You know, I think that a positive that came out of that though was that, you know, we stopped and we're like, you know, we obviously know what we're doing. And if they're creating something similar and they're dropping this.
Yeah, it's very hard. Like when you're in an industry where everyone is so, especially now with social media, right? Where everyone is so interconnected, you see everything that's going on a daily basis. We all pull inspiration from similar places. It's not hard to often be on the same kind of wavelength, same track. We do it all the time. We both have ideas and they're exactly the same, just by chance, really. So it happens. It's one of those things. But
well, not only that, realistically, you know, it's so competitive now. Like anybody can create their own apparel, right? Yep. So you really have to have that design. You really have to have that special something that makes the apparel unique and isn't just Bob and Joe's t-shirt shop, you know.
Gotta love Bob and Joe.
Gotta love Bob and Joe. So next question we get asked a lot, quite a bit. Everyone wants to know like internal operations, how things are done on the inside, what's the process. So we're always asked, you know, what is the internal design process?
Hey Zimm, what do you think about this?
It sucks.
Oh shit.
There you go. That's it.
That's basically it. I mean, a lot of it is us going back and forth. I think one of the biggest things for me, at least in this process, is just the respect we have for each other in the way that we work. At the end of the day, our goal is not to give you a good product, but what we believe is the most complete product that we could possibly make. If that means going back and forth for 2 weeks or not doing something at all, we would rather do that than give you guys something that we think is either incomplete or not good enough to stand up to the rest of the products that we make.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a back and forth, right to the last minute before production.
Yeah.
The hoodie you're wearing right there, man, you almost killed me for
We fought a lot over this, and we'll talk about this in the future. Can you blur it out? Can we just get this blurred out? Can they do that in graphics?
Alex, can you blur that?
Blur that. Thanks. So yeah, that's something that like down the road, we'll talk about a little bit, but the process is just so back and forth. And I think if we've learned anything from that process is it's worth the journey to get to our destination always.
Yeah.
And I think the products speak for that. And I think you guys have proved to us that you love what we do, and we're super stoked to continue to do it.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing that comes out that Too Long Didn't Read is we have tons of respect for each other, and we both have tons of respect for the brand and what we expect the brand to represent.
100%.
You know, there's this, and then there's us.
That's it. Boom. So a lot of these questions have been about the past, right? Like things that have happened, talking about the process and kind of what happens. But we want to talk a little bit about the future and things that we might not necessarily have made yet, but want to make moving forward. Would you say there's any one specific product that you want to make that we haven't made already?
Yeah, I feel like we definitely get to ask that quite a bit, is like what we want to make.
Oh yeah, a lot of recommendations from people too. We hear you. We definitely
we love it. We love hearing this. And then at the end of the day, you know, we're making stuff for you all. But yeah, I think it's actually a very simple piece and it goes with everything in the streetwear and the hype beast culture. It's definitely a bomber jacket.
Fits the steez.
You know what I mean? Like you can rock it with any kind of fit. You can, you know, as long as it's a neutral color, you know, you get a nice longer tee, like
super dynamic.
Yeah, definitely. What about you?
I think a tracksuit. I think like when we talked earlier about products that hadn't released that we would really like to see happen in the future, that's super high up on my list, and I think it's something that we definitely want to continue to look at and potentially do. I think the full outfit idea of giving someone a jacket and pants that match and just suiting them up, that's really cool to me. So it's definitely something that I want to do, and hopefully we can do it for you guys.
Definitely. I saw the few mock-ups you had in the Trello board there.
Yeah, the samples looked good.
Yeah.
They looked really good. I think it's just like with anything, it's right time, right place, and it's just a matter of
just not there yet.
We're just not there yet.
I respect it.
When it's right, we'll make it happen, and I look forward to that day a whole hell of a lot for sure.
Definitely. So kind of going back more to the future, another huge question we get asked a lot is, where do we see our company? Where do we see GRNDSZNco and EasternMediaGG 5 years from now?
I think it's not as normal of an answer as some people might give, right? It's not like we want to be 10 times bigger. Like, we want all these things, but for us, I think at this point, kind of the core level of it is we just want everything to be fully custom made across the board, branding wise, detail wise, everything. We don't want anything but GRNDSZN or Eastern Media on any of our apparel. And I think as the months and years go, we're going to continue to do that, continue to evolve, and kind of push that boundary to see where we can really take the product. Absolutely.
And I know, you and I have been talking, so I might as well, just divulge it, give them a little intel.
Yeah.
We have been working towards, allocating a central location for us to both live in, create content and as well as to produce our own materials and things like that. We want to be there to pick the fabrics. We want to be there to do the branding, make sure everything is white labeled with our branding. And we want to be able to add like extra little touches that really make it personal and individual. Like, this is a one-of-one piece. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And just controlling it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, no middleman, the shipping didn't get there? Well, I guess the plant didn't ship it. No, if the shipping didn't get there, that's my fault. Yep. Here's another one on its way here. Have to.
We can account for everything a lot easier. So it's just continuing to build off that, continuing to make it so everything that happens literally happens under one roof.
Absolutely.
In multiple ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that it's hard. I mean, right now it's hard for us. We live half a country away from each other. So it's a little bit of a learning process and a learning curve there. I think we handle it really well, but I think as the years go, it's only going to continue to grow and evolve and get better as time goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. So especially at PAX this weekend, and a lot of the time in our DMs, in our streams, on Discord, just about everywhere, the biggest, most common question that we get asked is about what's coming next. That hashtag intel.
Everyone wants hashtag intel.
You might remember a few questions ago, we did blur this shirt out. Thanks, Alex. We just wanted to make sure that at the end of the day, we're not giving away too much. I am wearing something that's coming down the road, and it will be part of kind of a new style of things that we're gonna do. You wanna tell them a little bit about some of the releases that we're doing in the future?
Yeah, so they're gonna be drops. They're not gonna be like capsules though. They're gonna be more like themed drops, where it's like 2 or 3 pieces that really fit together, really mesh together. It doesn't necessarily have to be an outfit, but just really mesh together with the styling, the coloring, positioning, and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And there will be, it's going to be cool. I'm pretty excited. I think at this point we have quite a few of those kind of smaller, limited drops kind of in the tank. So
we do.
Keep your eyes on it.
I think it's going to be good.
And if you were at PAX this weekend, you might have seen a little bit more than this shirt. So check that Twitter feed and see if anyone posted anything, and we'll see what's coming in the next few months.
Definitely. Yo, what's up, guys? Seriously, we appreciate the heck out of this. I hope you guys enjoyed kind of learning more about the process, more about learning what we do, how we do it. And that's not just whip out an iPad and whip up a design, slap it on a random t-shirt company and send it. We want you guys to see not only the love that we have for this brand, the respect that we have, and just the time that we take in each and every one of these designs.
Mm-hmm. It's a constant process. We're always evolving. We're always moving forward. And we're really, really excited for what's coming next. We definitely want to answer all your questions too. So if you guys have more questions that we didn't answer today, definitely send us some messages, shoot us some DMs, hit the YouTube comments below. Let us know. Who knows? Maybe we'll hit you with a part 2.
Definitely, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And with that being said, I'm Zimm.
I'm Guru. Peace.